it's Amy from Property Investments UK, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a strategy which is called Housing First, and that's a new strategy which we're rolling out in the UK to address our homelessness issues and affordable housing shortage. So what is Housing First? Housing First is a homelessness prevention and response strategy which originated in Canada back in the 1980s, and it's actually a really simple strategy and it's almost common sense when we think about what Housing First actually means. Housing First turns the traditional response of how we would usually approach homelessness in the UK, so that would be sending people to go and spend periods in hostels or temporary accommodation, expecting them to maybe become clean of alcohol or drugs, meeting different sets of criteria in order to progress up the staircase of the ladder almost of being able to achieve ultimately a permanent tenancy at the end. Housing First allows homeless people the provision of housing as a priority rather than something they have to work towards and sometimes meet some very unobtainable goals in order to achieve their ultimate goal of being in a stable tenancy. So when we're looking at a Housing First strategy in the UK, one of the biggest things that we're struggling with to allow Housing First to be rolled out is access to housing and affordable housing for homeless communities. So with Housing First is widely cited now as the most effective method to ending homelessness across developed nations, and it's really going to be hitting the UK really with some force over the next couple of years. So if you're a smart investor, you'll see this move coming and you will anticipate that there is going to be a huge need for housing to meet the demands of Housing First, and this housing is going to be for single people, it's going to be shared accommodation, and this is something you can start to look into now and see if you can prepare to create Housing First focused projects which could meet the needs of those who can't access traditional housing options. So what are the benefits for you as a landlord or an investor to work on a Housing First project? Well, firstly, it's going to be the support that comes to you if you allow your property to be used. Housing First is focused on working with the chronic homeless members of the community and those who have quite arduous needs. And so every person that's being put through an official Housing First pilot scheme is being given a really robust package of support that comes around that tenancy. And so as a landlord and investor, that really mitigates your risk and it gives you some reassurance and guidance while you're working in this marketplace. And you should be able to work alongside specialists and experts who are very, very competent at working with vulnerable tenants, and they will assist them to meet the needs of the tenancy, and hopefully you can work together in a very effective manner to help a person become rehabilitated the whole way through. If you wanted to operate a Housing First focused project, which means opening your property to those who are maybe disadvantaged, vulnerable, who are experiencing social needs, maybe they're homeless, maybe they're sofa surfing, what should you do to take action? One of the biggest things you can do is make contact with your local authority in the area and see what the demand is and what the need is, and see what's going on in your local area, and if there are Housing First focused projects that are currently being set up that will need a regular supply of housing stock. You may be able to work with a housing association that will lease that stock from you on a more of a long-term basis. So if you can integrate with different partners and those that are already working with the homeless and offer your support and offer your services, hopefully you'll be able to make a real impact on when we allow Housing First to come across the UK over the next couple of years.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this content and you'd like to join our free online property training course, we've got a link for it on this page. And in there we cover a range of different property strategies to help you get started, either building a long-term property portfolio or creating cash flowing property business. We also look at ways to increase your return on investment with any of the property you're maybe considering. And we also have a couple of cheat sheets and downloadable documents in there as well. Simply click on the link to join the free training course today.